Hey, Ariana's live.
I think so. I don't see anything over here. Do I need
It'll,
to?
it'll do it. It'll go. Yep, we're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Hi. Oh yeah. Very cool.
Oh man.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Let me get set up here. Wow. We haven't been live for a while. Last time I was live, we were in the desert, and it was raining, and you were not with me.
No, but it's raining tonight, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
So we got the rain part of that.
Yeah, very cool. All right, let me fix this.
Oh here. Do I need to?
I can do it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sully, dude, 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's good. Yeah.
It's crooked.
I know.
I hate when things aren't linear.
You're like the Rain Man, but you're like the Rain Girl.
I know.
Okay,
Whatever.
keep
Forget.
everybody entertained.
So, I, yeah, it's gonna bother me, but that's okay. I won't look at it.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Oh.
I'm hoping there's sound. Let us know if there's sound.
Yeah, Sully Dude 24, awesome. We just subscribed to his Instagram
Very cool.
account today.
Um,
Anyway, so yeah, we have a lot to man. I mean, so first of all, if you guys have any questions, ask. This is your time to ask anything you got, anything you want. This is for our community, for you guys. Give you some updates on how the Southwest trip went, how the van life attempt went. Are you okay now?
I think I'm okay.
Don't knock this. Don't knock it
Okay,
over.
I won't promise.
And then give you updates on what is gonna happen like the next month, and yeah, good times. Woo.
No, I think it's fun. We've been talking a lot more about going live, on a more regular basis. It's something we've talked about before, but now something that we're actually really trying to implement. Because I lock up in videos.
She hates doing video.
I really hate doing videos. This is even hard, but I think if we can bring a different type of conversation to our viewers and people want to know a little bit more about us, this is a way for us to connect.
We could never call our YouTube channel the Scott and Ariane channel.
Scott and half of Ariane.
Yeah, it
or
would be
a quarter of
It
Ariane.
would be Ariane 0.5.
So anyway, yeah, ask questions, ask away, anything you want to know, anything about the trip or anything like that. But thanks for everybody who's watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so how did our van life experiment go? And how did our trip to Quartzsite and the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous and every place else? You guys have seen the videos. We posted all the videos on the trip. I would say that we now know why people boondock for like a month. It's because gas probably was the most expensive part of the trip. And not that gas isn't expensive, but we drove every day. I mean, there was only 3 days of a 3-week really trip that I didn't drive. Like, I was always driving. And so it was pretty normal for me to be putting in $40 to $50 to $60 a day in gas.
Now we're in a unique situation because we actually have a diesel van, and so already our cost is expedited by that.
Yep.
But we also
But it got good gas mileage too.
very good gas mileage, but
For a diesel van.
but it's a diesel van. So already we knew going in that we would spend a lot more on gas. We also knew the key to this would be staying in one place, being as localized as we could. That was something that we actually factored in, saying we know for the future, but we're going to do it this way because we had a lot of different things happening on this trip, visiting family. I was coming in for a short period of time and then leaving, and so I was flying in from Phoenix and then flying out of Vegas, and so there was a lot more actual travel in it than otherwise. For us, we knew that would cost more in gas.
Right.
We knew that we were going to spend more in gas. But I think the flip end of it is the honest realization that not only was it expensive in gas, but it was frustrating to not kind of just dig in and relax. And so Scott and I found out that we didn't get the time to relax and enjoy and just like chill because we were constantly chasing
we're trying
sunset or
right,
constantly chasing, like, we have to be here at this time, but then like we need to go find this remote location where we're gonna spend the night in. So there were a lot of different factors that were disappointing on one end, but a really good lesson for us to realize, now it's kind of all coming together, not only the cost aspect of staying still, but also what you gain, because there were so many things that we couldn't do that we imagined we could do, and it was just because we couldn't fit it into the day. It's amazing when you're doing nothing, time goes by so fast.
Well, and we were going, it was January, and so, if you got up late and you got on the road late, you had very limited time before the sun went down. And so, and the only advantage that we ever saw in that is that when we crossed into Nevada and we gained an hour because we were running super late.
But yeah,
But then we squandered it by playing at the Hoover Dam, and so we were like, doggone it. And
we were so excited.
To
have an extra hour, and then of course we just like lollygagged and wasted it. But then we were right back where we started with losing time.
and then at one point, I guess in hindsight, when I look back at it now, it was kind of, I can laugh, and it was kind of fun trying to figure out, as Ariana would say, the dot on the map is.
I'm following the dot.
Because it's all GPS, right? And we were using the Campendia map a lot. And so she would open up the map in Google Maps and just look for the dot. And so in hindsight, it's funny now, but when we're driving and we're trying to get there before it's dark, and so we can watch the sunset, it was a little frustrating.
Which was just something we learned.
So we learned if in January, if you're traveling in the winter months, man, you better get that road trip going on about 7 o'clock in the morning, or as soon as sun comes up, because it can be a long day. We also found out that when we just think it's a little jaunt, and the thing is, we weren't pulling the Airstream, so it was just the van. So I think if we had pulled the Airstream, it would have been twice as long driving, because we would have had to take all the truck routes. Because we didn't take the truck routes and we took the little windy, sketchy mountain roads, it was even longer. And some of the campsites that we looked at, we didn't look at the elevation. So at one point we're like, oh my God, that is so close to my dad's house when we were going into Clarkdale. Well, the campsite that we're going to stay at was free, was at 7,000 feet, and it was snow and ice. And we're like,
just sheets of ice.
That's not going to work.
We're like, oh, I don't know about that. Plus, it was so unbelievably cold, and the wind was so intense, and we're at 7,000 feet, navigating a back road that's like off of a sheer cliff on a sheet of ice, with all these other conditions, and we're like, let's find a different campsite. Maybe not tonight.
Backwoods Ramblers, Abdullah, I think. I hope I said that name right. And Trish, welcome. Absolutely, good to see you guys. Trish says this is my first live listen. Yay! Would love to do these a lot more, for sure. But yeah, so it was a big learning experience. I mean, we learned a lot in the van. We were never. There was only one night where we froze our butts off, and I had to actually turn on the little buddy heater. But that wasn't until we got to Nevada. You know,
Yeah.
that wasn't even. That wasn't even. That yeah, that was much later on in the trip. But the one camp area in Nevada, it got down. I'll bet you got down to 25 degrees that night. It was cold.
But it was also probably the most beautiful campsite we've ever stayed at. I know there's gorgeous places that we haven't even come across or seen, but that in particular was absolutely stunning. It was just endless amounts of space, and it just we felt as though we had the world all to ourselves.
Oh yeah.
It was, we had the mountains in the background, snow capped. It was absolutely beautiful, and then you had nothing but the desert land, and the dogs just, I mean, they loved every
Absolutely.
second of it. You know, it's funny because our dogs had never been in desert land before. We've been in desert lands, but our dogs, it was brand new to them, and so Dino in particular felt like every cactus must be peed on.
Right. But it took him a while to learn that, you know, at first he was like, oh, wait, I can't even go pee, there's no grass.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to do. Where the Blue Healer, it could be concrete, she don't care. She doesn't care. But Dino needs like his private space, he needs grass, and he needs all green. And so it took him a minute to figure out like this is gravel and sand, and you know, it's okay to pee here. So it took them a minute. And they were walking funny too in the beginning. But the dogs, I would say in 3 weeks of traveling with 2 dogs in a van, I survived. I made it. But definitely have entertainment for them on some of the long nights that we stayed at the Walmart parking lot, which was great, by the way. That was the first time I had ever stayed in a Walmart. Ever. Never parked and slept overnight in a Walmart.
That's actually not true.
Oh, that's right. When we pulled the Airstream. That is true. I take everything I just said back.
Like, wait, just a second.
Right.
We have a pretty epic story
We
about
do.
the first night we ever slept in a Walmart.
We do. That is true. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, our
But
first night
since
at the
then,
Airstream.
it
Since
was
then.
the first time. So,
That is very true.
yeah, I mean, we definitely want to hear comments. We want to hear questions. We want to know what you guys want to know about this. It was a really fun learning lesson, and I think everything we thought we were going to gain from it, we did, but not in the same, I guess, depth in which we thought we were going to do it, or I think we learned more than we ever thought that we would need to know. So it was a really good test. I think one of the other things that we learned is with each other, which is really good communication skills when navigating. So Scott has this way of saying, like, right before we need to make a turn, he's like, "Can you pull up and figure out where we're going?" And and there's only so much bandwidth that you can actually pull this up when you're in the middle of nowhere. And so I'm waiting on my phone to connect. I'm waiting on all this, and then I'm trying to get all the information, like scrambling, and I was getting so stressed out. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, the churn was back there.
Right.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see our communication, because most of where we go, we know where we're going. We kind of already routed that place, but we did so much unknown. We kind of just drove into the unknown so much on this trip, and for us, learning how to give proper notice when needing navigation.
Yeah, and we didn't really.
Was a personal thing that we actually took away from this trip.
Yeah, we didn't really have a plan. I mean, we just went, and so the only time that we had really had a planned stay, and even that went haywire, was we went to go visit my dad, and the Clarkdale Cottonwood area in Arizona. So when we left quartzsite, we're like, yeah, we'll just take 89A up north. And what we didn't know was that it went up and over the Prescott National Forest. And when we looked on the maps, we're like, oh man, there's all these campsites, there's all these campgrounds, blah, blah, blah. But that ended up being, just, we dropped into Jerome, and I mean, like, my knuckles were like, I was so stressed coming down that road. It was just all switchback road. I could smell the brakes burning. I mean, Ariane was throwing up, I think. I mean, it was sketchy, but that's just mountain road life, right? And so we came down, and we didn't camp where we wanted to, but we looked at Campendium, and we're like, oh well, we'll just go over this at this RV park or this BLM land that we had originally came up with our Nomadic idea. It's right outside of Cottonwood.
Yeah, it's where everything originated. When we stayed there.
That's where the dream was born.
it was essentially, but it's
closed.
We were really excited to get to go back and kind of like be back in that headspace where we were before.
They closed it. They put these big boulders. They put these big gigantic boulders.
No joke.
And you cannot get in. There's just no way. If you have a motorcycle, absolutely, but that's it. That's the only way you're getting in. So we went to this little RV park right by it, and they took a look at the white sketchy van. And they're like, yeah, no, you can't camp here. So we ended up finding a great place. So Deadhorse State Park in Clarkdale, Arizona. Absolutely stay there. It's really super nice. They've got camping. We saw a bunch of cyclists that were there. They were all in vans. Very clean, very nice. Deadhorse State Park was, I think, kind of like a gem find in trying to figure out where we were going to stay, and it was $20. That was the only money we spent the whole trip.
On lodging.
Right.
Gas, however, was way more expensive.
Backwoods Ramblers, we have a little buddy, but I want to try the Chinese diesel heater. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at those. They're too expensive for us. For right now, we'll just keep the little buddy in the van. I got the smaller version. I could get the bigger one at some point in time and put that in if the little buddy doesn't heat. But hopefully, we'll be in the Airstream soon, and the only time we'll be using the van for backpacking and for actually staying in there is when we detach and we hit a trailhead, and we'll be in a tent. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. So very cool. If you guys have any questions or chat or say hello, I would love to know where you guys are all from, where you guys are all chiming in tonight and watching the stream. Appreciate that. It's a good chance to say hello. Let's see, Sully Dude. Oh, Trish, New Jersey. Woo, all right. Due to the most insane expense, but I want to try that. Did I miss that?
Retracted.
Oh, okay.
Fuel. Yeah,
Gotcha.
expensive, but
fuel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, diesel was expensive. So really quick, we've got some things lined up. I think the last time I was live, we talked about backpacking boot camp. We've got one this weekend that we're going to. We're taking a whole family on their first backpacking trip, which is pretty exciting. 4 kids and 2 adults. And we're super excited to do that. And then we're going to be at the Appalachian Trail kickoff a weekend later. Mm-hmm. And we will be staying in the van.
Yes.
And we are going to be doing our podcast, Trust the Trail podcast, live in Tent City, mm-hmm. and interviewing a bunch of Appalachian Trail thru hikers, and we're very, very excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, so if you're in the area, if you guys are already planning on heading there, we'll be there Saturday. Definitely swing by and say hello in Tent City.
Yep. Which is right across from the Visitor Center. As soon as you pull into Amicalola State Park, you see the Visitor Center, and then you'll see Tent City. I mean, It's right there as you drive past the gate after you pay the $5 for a parking pass. It's right there. You'll see a bunch of tents there. Yeah, that's where we're gonna be. Where we'll be camping out there, sleeping in the van, and then in March we are going to the Okefenokee, and we're taking people out, and we're doing Ariana's guiding that trip, and we're gonna do a 2-night, 3-day paddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very excited.
Does anybody know about the Okefenokee? Have you ever been there? Have you ever heard of it? I'd be interested to see how many of you recognize the name. Okefenokee is Georgia swamp. Super, super beautiful. I mean, this is probably one of the most beautiful, peaceful, serene places that you could ever go. When I first thought swamp, I remember I was like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into in the swamp.
Me neither.
and then
Tell
we
you
went
the second
for
time I went in there.
I have this tendency to throw Scott into predicaments in which he's not quite sure what he's getting into, but he trusts me fully, and you probably trust me more than anybody you've ever trusted in your life.
Trust the trail.
Which I don't know why, because I've given him multiple opportunity to not trust me, but he I've taken him in a cave, and he's just been like, okay, that's cool, well, let's go. I've taken him into swamp now several times. Very terrified of gators, not me, him. And so he's gotten past that fear.
I've gotten past the fear, but the first one was pretty scary.
It was pretty funny to watch. But the Okefenokee is absolutely beautiful. So that's an exciting trip.
Yeah.
On the book, so you gotta go check it out.
Sully Dude goes, fuel equals movable rent mortgage. Absolutely. You're right about that. No doubt about that.
Yep.
You mentioned recently you would be going to Isle Royale. Do you know when that will be? If we have planned to go, if it works out, we always go in the fall. We always go we go the week after Labor Day. And that's Isle Royale's last week. And
that's the best time to go.
That's the best time to go. It's the funnest time because all the staff that works in the lodging area and on the harbor, they all take the Ranger 3 back. And so it's a lot of fun. You get to talk to the staff. You get to hear their experience that they had. It's just fun. It's fall. It's beautiful. When we went, I think it was like 80-something degrees. It was really warm up there, but that's not always the case. But it's a lot of fun.
And we'll be solidifying.
We don't have
fall.
a government shutdown again.
No, we'll be solidifying our fall trips and kind of what that looks like in a little bit.
We've got to get this Argosy done.
But the goal is we would definitely like to go. We will let everybody know what that looks like when that's posted. Right now, we just have things posted through
A Trusted Trail podcast.
April. March.
Right.
April.
He said, Sully Dude said, I'll be in the northeast until Labor Day, then bail down to the south and west. Well, hopefully we'll see you on the road. And then Albert says, been to Okefenokee Park in August a few years back. Yellow flies ate us up.
I don't know why.
You were brave to go in August.
I was like, why? Why August? So you gotta tell us, is it because you just happened upon it, or did you purposely go in August? Yeah, the yellow flies are horrendous. So March is the last time in which we go. And then obviously late October is pushing it. But then early November to March, and that's our window. I won't go in the swamp. After that, I in particular get eaten by every flying thing.
She's a magnet for mosquitoes.
Every flying thing, so it would be pretty necessary for me to go. So anniversary trip to Savannah. Cool.
I couldn't go in the summer because you know, I can't be in the water with that many gators at one point in time. I mean, it's bad enough in March
Well,
if it's warm outside.
the mating season is probably the most interesting time to go, which is right around when we're going closer into April. Um, because the gators are very active in a particular way, a little bit more daring, which is kind of the part I like to see. Um, and I'm very intrigued at how they react to the humans in there because you're in a boat and
You paddle right over them.
you do, but
Right over them.
so when they're in mating season, the women, kind of, stick up and like, push their chests out and bring their necks up, and then it's very similar to what a boat looks like. So,
Nothing like a kayak that looks exactly like the front end of a gator to get them all riled up.
looking for some.
Get them all riled up.
So they're a lot more active, and I actually enjoy that. But the gators and the Okefenokee, they have really no reason to fear humans. They don't go up to humans, but they're not reactive adversely against us because they're protected. So it's a pretty safe place to be as long as you give wildlife its space. It's a really good way to get very, very up close and personal with the wildlife, but at a very safe distance.
So if anybody wants to go with us, we're going when? March
15th
15th
through the 17th.
15th through the 17th. Let us know. We will direct you to the link where you can book a trip with us.
So much fun.
It is
so much fun.
A lot of fun. Nothing like literally camping in the middle of one of the oldest swamps, or is it the oldest swamp in the country, I think, or protected swamp, right? It's one of the oldest, I think.
I will not commit to that statement.
I think.
I will not commit to that statement. I don't want to be wrong.
Let us know. Let us know if it is.
I'm not going to.
I'm sure someone will let us know.
Pleading the fifth.
So yeah, so that's been it. We I would have been working on the Airstream this week, but we've had rain every single day. Things are flooding in northern Georgia like you would not believe. Got a lot of rain. So the Airstream is kind of like this albatross around our necks that at this point we've invested so much money into it to try to get it done, and it's just hanging there. So hopefully we'll be able to get that thing done. I'm hoping I can have it done by the end of May. That's the hope. But if it's been raining every single day here, I still have work on the van to do too.
It's not just the rain. To put it in perspective, it's located on a farm in a insanely muddy area of the farm, and so it's connected right next to a lake, and so then the lake rises and it kind of floods over the plain, and so it becomes wildly unattractive to slosh around and actually achieve work in a very productive way. So the rain is one thing, but the environment is very hard to actually get anywhere with work on it when it's raining
and two, it's a
this
farm,
capacity.
so occasionally you'll get the Scott, can you come over here and help give birth to a goat? Be right over there.
Or I got the tractor stuck. I need some.
The tractor's stuck, or whatever,
Or
whatever the
there's a
case
goat.
is.
Something's happening. It's always something happening.
Yep.
So when we're there, we're also helping farm life and navigating farm life, and while it's a lot of fun, it's also extremely distracting.
It is.
So
very distracting.
it's really hard to get anything done.
Yep. And so anyway, but the Airstream is, that's the big thing, it's the, to travel, that's the whole idea, is to just live full time in the Airstream, and the van is the tow vehicle for the Airstream. I looked at hitches this week, and I think we've picked out the hitch and sway bar we're going to get, because I know Ariane will never set foot in a vehicle towing anything again without a sway bar after pulling Airstream 600 miles from Kentucky.
Without a sway bar.
Without a sway bar.
With no education on what a sway bar was.
And so, uh, so we looked at that this week. And so the van is, so the van is kind of like our plan B. So we didn't, we did this with the Ford Expedition for a long time. We would stay and we'd go to all these places in the Ford Expedition, but we just couldn't do it. And the Ford Expedition was dying slowly. And so we got the van now, and so now the van has got 200 watts of solar, and it's pretty cool. If you watch that video on the van, I think we did a pretty good job on it, and that's completely our plan B. So, anybody else have any questions, comments, anything you guys want to ask us?
We have a hammock group.
Hang this weekend?
Central Louisiana. Ooh.
Is that Hammock Forms?
We're hoping the rain is finished by then. But if it's not, at least you're in a hammock.
Yeah.
You are elevated off the ground. Very cool though.
Is that Hammock Forms that has that group goes to? I know Hammock Forms. They have groups and meetups all the time there, and that's a great group. Jerry, my friend Jerry, he goes all the time to Linville Gorge. They go down there.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful there.
And do a big hammock meetup there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and then another thing too. So I guess we'll kind of forums, very cool. I think the other thing too we kind of want to talk about too is our YouTube channel. And what we're going to do with it. I guess
we're not stopping.
We're not stopping, but we don't know how to get. I don't know. I had that YouTube rant that I posted, and we keep on taking new subscribers, but we're just not getting any activity off of it, and we're not really sure. The whole part of the YouTube was to help supplement. Just help supplement, not be the main gig, but just bring in some gas money when we're out on the road, and we could use it right now, actually. And so we don't really know. It's we're not going to be able to survive on just 33 or 55 views, and I'm not really sure how to fix it. So. Would love your help. I would love your suggestions. I would love your feedback. When we post a video, a lot of times we'll get someone will say, well, the volume is too loud, or I couldn't hear it, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me know where in the video it was, or let me know, how you're listening to it, and things like that. That would really help make the videos better. I'd like to invest in a drone and give you guys some drone footage and create some really good content. But right now we're just using a GoPro and our iPhone. And yeah, the GoPro sucks for audio. I mean, it's terrible audio. And then I got a dead cat for it. And half the time you see the dead cat in the video, which really aggravates me. So I'm frustrated on this end too, as the content creator. But let us know kind of videos you guys want to see. Like, this channel was evolved from years and years of backpacking, and we're still going to do that. We're not giving up on that, but we're transitioning to get to other trails we want to go to. I guess that would be a fair statement, right?
Yeah.
So a whole, and plus, 8 years ago,
it's a more mobile means to be able to actually partake in backpacking in a really like raw form versus just like a weekend, couple times a month if we can. So it's
we want to hit a trail in every state. We want to go backpacking.
Not a trail, multiple trails.
Multiple trips. But we want to go backpacking in every single sate when we're done. When it's all said and done, we want to hit every single state. Ariane's already hit Hawaii.
I would love to go
on
to
a
Alaska.
Kalawao Trail. But we want to hit every single state in the Airstream. That's our goal. That's our dream. And, you know, to do that, we need to put together a community that helps, you know, support the effort, and we can we can share things too, and we can tell you where to go and how to do it, and blah 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 blah. And that's what we're working towards. So help us out. If you guys have some good ideas, or you know, share our videos or something that we can just bring the community, the RV life, van life, and backpacking life. We feel that those three groups or those three categories have a lot in common with each other. And I think that's what we're trying to do. I don't think YouTube is going to let us do it. We'll see. They're still they're still promoting our videos from like 8 years ago.
It's the algorithm that they use is. I think it's really hard for them to understand who we are. Are we backpacking? Are we van life? Are we Airstream? And
right.
So we're running some like technical challenges on that level.
Do it yourself camping and backpacking gear, Albert said. He said keep it simple and give good content, cooking outside, backpack tips, park and destination reviews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We just got to get there, you know, and that'll get there when, well, we could do that this weekend for sure. We're going to bring the video camera out this weekend with our guests, but absolutely. We do have Trusted Trail podcast, and that's all about backpacking. And I just didn't want to do a podcast all about backpacking and then do videos 5 days a week just about backpacking. We want to kind of like, you know, we want to, I guess, be more, what's the word I'm trying to say? Flexible or open or broad, I guess, with our lifestyle, really, what we're trying to do.
Yep.
So
we actually do follow Less Junk More Journey.
Look up Less Junk. Yeah, I've talked
with them.
I've talked to Nathan before.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've actually kind of in some talk.
If you could get them to subscribe to our channel, that'd be great.
No, it's all of these suggestions, absolutely, and keep them coming because we want to provide you guys with what you want because that keeps you engaged with us.
Yeah.
And then us providing you exactly in line of what you're looking for to stay interested in the channel. So I think that's really important. Subscribe for sure.
We're actually Patreons of them.
Very
cool.
But yeah, so
absolutely, we would love. I've asked him a few times just if I could just borrow 10,000 subscribers. So just keep it, you know, which should be almost like a Bitcoin. YouTube should just like subscribers. You could just like trade, like baseball cards. You know, maybe you could say I'll take that one. You take that one. Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good. Someone should invent that. I think that would be very cool. Anyway, very cool that everybody chimed in. Super appreciate everybody for sure. We learned a lot on our Southwest trip. We learned a lot, and we cannot wait to get back out there. I think for all said and done, it was definitely worth the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous was worth it. That was a big learning experience. We really got to see a really diverse group of people that live a very nomadic and minimalistic lifestyle. You saw the video on the CEO of Six Moon Designs backpacking gear, who I just randomly met in the desert. And I really loved talking to him, and he really inspired me a lot. And he was a guy who is all about backpacking, makes backpacking gear, but his passion is helping people hook up to solar. and that was just really cool. And yeah, it was a learning experience for sure, wasn't it?
Well, everything that we do will be a learning experience, and then when we go out again, we make adjustments, and then we'll learn from those adjustments. That's kind of the beauty in life, I think. And also the adventure in taking on something that's so brand new to you.
Yep.
That you think you know how it's going to go, but it's never going to go the way you think.
We may have gone.
So-
We may have gone.
I'm excited. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because it keeps coming back.
Oh, okay, good.
But
Okay, yeah, I
So-
think we're still on there.
anyway, that is our rant for tonight.
Yeah.
And Scott convinced me to join him on camera. And I said, "What the hell? I'll go for it."
Oh, that could be Wi-Fi too. That's not
So-
that's not working out. So, anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Really super appreciate it. Go ahead and keep posting questions. I try to answer every single comment on our YouTube channel, good or bad. I always try to answer all of it because I think it's important to try to communicate with our subscribers. And you know, if you guys ask a question, you should have it answered. So, we really appreciate everything you guys do. And we'll see you in our next live. We're gonna try to go live once a week. I think. Love to go live
Big
on
commitment.
Sundays, but we'll try. We'll definitely try.
Cool.
Get the Airstream going. So anyway, we'll see you guys later.
All right, bye.
Take it home, Mario.